It's Thursday. It is the 16th of January. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a system on the way for Ontario that is going to be fairly impactful this weekend. But if you're just getting up, you're looking out, you're thinking, wait a minute, there's a little bit of snow on the ground now. That's right. We did have a system move through the overnight, bringing us some light snow through parts of the GTA. We do have a snow squall watch. Right behind that system, our winds are going to be fairly strong, coming in from the northwest, of course, Lake Huron, as well as Georgian Bay. Not frozen yet, so we're pulling a lot of moisture off the water, and therefore we are going to see some pretty decent snow squalls firing up. Now, some areas will see potentially heavy snow, while others a light dusting. If we look at the wind gusts, they could be up to about 60 to 70 kilometers an hour. Places, again, along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay seeing the heaviest accumulation. We are going to be seeing seasonal temperatures throughout the day today. Daytime high of 1 for the city of Toronto. We're 0 up through Vaughan, down towards Burlington. Daytime high of 1. May see a peak of sunshine, but for the most part, it is going to be a cloudy, flurry kind of day. We've got some flurries through Toronto, but up towards those typical snow belts, anywhere between 5 to 10 centimeters is going to be quite likely. Now, throughout the day tomorrow, we start off okay. We've got brilliant sunshine, but it is going to be cold. We're looking at a daytime high of -7. Almost the coldest temperatures we have seen in a very long time, or maybe even this season. Next system approaching southern Ontario, this Colorado low will start to bring us some snow through the early overnight hours, continuing through the morning, tapering off by overnight, and then a few squalls behind it with those westerly winds. Snowfall amounts, we're not throwing numbers on it just yet. Some areas could pick up closer to 20 centimeters locally, but generally speaking, throughout much of southern Ontario, 5 to 10, 15, 20 centimeters of snow. Greater Toronto area, we're looking closer to 10 to 15 centimeters through the downtown core. So keep that in mind. Thankfully, it is happening on a weekend, so we won't have to worry about our commute. But if you do have plans on the weekends, that snow, it certainly could alter it. We'd love to see your pictures and videos. Here's how you can connect with us at the Weather Network. Turning our attention now to Australia and how the wildfires are impacting the water levels. Well, there is a very impactful system on the way through Atlantic Canada today into tomorrow. So if you haven't left for the sunny south yet and you still want to go, it might be a little tricky to navigate. We are going to be seeing relatively calm conditions through parts of Ontario today. A few snow squalls firing up. Travel down the U.S. eastern seaboard looks pretty good. And then once you do get to Florida, we've got a little bit of rain to the south, but we are going to be seeing plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures through other areas. Fort Myers, high of 26. Well, we've certainly been busy here at the Weather Network. We have storms pretty much right across the country, but for Ontario, squalls are our story. We are going to continue to see them fire up today along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay, bringing us some pretty significant snow. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us. We'd love to see your pictures and videos. All you need to do is hashtag share your weather. You can upload them to Twitter, and you can always check out my Instagram, Emily K. Vukovic. All right, today we do have that system still coming through from the overnight last night. Some areas seeing anywhere between 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Now, this is north of the city of Toronto. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a little bit more snow, but for the most part, it's only the squalls that we're going to have to contend with. Northwesterly winds coming in anywhere between 40 to 60 kilometers an hour throughout the day today, and temperatures staying close to seasonal, just hovering around that freezing mark throughout the day today. The wind chill, however, is going to be making us feel like -5, and then we do have more snow on the way this weekend. That will be coming up, but first, take a look at this next story.
This expert.
Your Weather Watch continues on this Thursday. Welcome to The Brief with Nicole Karkic and Emily Vukovic. And Nicole, you and I could probably build a pretty fierce snowman.
I think so. If the snow was right, if it was that right consistency.
That packing snow.
Yeah, that packing snow, we could build a great snowman.
I don't know if we could build this snowman, but we could try.
Building a regular snowman can be challenging enough.
Wow. So my daughter is obsessed with Frosty the Snowman.
Really? Oh.
4 months ago, I couldn't have told you
anything
half
about
of
Frosty?
the words of Frosty. I knew a few of the lines.
The song or the
song
movie?
and the movie.
Okay.
Since then, she has me playing it in the car on
Really?
repeat, over and over.
Does she find it sad when he melts?
She loves it.
She loves it when he melts?
Well,
like when
she
he goes
gets
into
sad, but she's like...
he goes into the greenhouse?
She's so obsessed
Ooh.
with Frosty, it is crazy.
Oh, well then I think you should...
She would have loved that.
You should show her that video.
That's amazing.
But to pull in an excavator to pull off that?
They know someone in the biz.
He must be in the biz because come on.
Yeah.
All right, well, across the Prairie provinces today, it is still going to be bitterly cold. Edmonton today, where's Chris Murphy? Chris, we sent him. We just threw him off to Atlantic Canada. We said, that's it, you're going to St. John's. So
He's going to St. John's for this. This is Friday. Blizzard warnings are in place, folks. We've got strong gusty winds.
Would love to tell you that it's going to be an easy one. It is certainly not. We have more snow on the way throughout the day today. We'll get a bit of a break, and then the next system coming in over the weekend. So far, parts of Vancouver picking up 25 centimeters of snow.
Storm Center coverage continues with Nicole, Karkic, and Emily Vukovic with you here. West Coast, East Coast, we got a lot of weather in between too to talk about. But let's kick it off in the east, Emily, where we're seeing the low pressure center drop in pressure so dramatically it is bombing out.
We are going to be seeing dramatically changing conditions throughout Newfoundland. Blizzard-like conditions is simply what this means. 30 to 60 centimeters of snow on the way through parts of Newfoundland, particularly through the Avalon up through St. John's. In through Nova Scotia today, we still have about 5 to 10 centimeters coming. So Nathan Coleman, he's going to be out in the field. He's going to be reporting for us. So make sure you check in for details.
Exactly. Now for Ontario and Quebec, the morning commute a little messy in places like Ottawa, Cornwall, Montreal. About 5 centimeters before it tapers off through the midday. But certainly it always makes the roads a little bit more slow going, even if it's only 2 centimeters in major cities.
Like the city of Toronto.
Right, but you get closer to the lakes too.
The winds, well, they're not doing anybody really any favors, gusting anywhere between 40 to 60 kilometers an hour. That could mean for a little bit of blowing, drifting snow, causing poor visibilities, especially along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay, because that's where those squalls are going to be the strongest. And then to the west, Nicole, things have not been great for people trying to get out and about through Vancouver, Victoria, through Squamish. So much snow has fallen in such a short period of time.
Yes, and these numbers probably going to go up through the day today because this was just at last check last night. So places like North Vancouver, 14 to 25 centimeters. More snow today, more winds as well. Highest amounts look to be around Vancouver Island and north of the city of Vancouver.
I'll tell you this, my sister lives in Victoria and she's originally from Ontario, so she says everybody here is losing their minds. They're running around like chickens with their head cut off because they're just not used to this much snow and they just do not have the equipment to get rid of it or anywhere to put it.
Good thing it gets warmer as next week approaches. Time now for Share Your Weather.
Welcome to your morning brief. Nicole, Karkic, and Emily Vukovic with you. We are talking about Australia yet again. Of course, it has been in the news for weeks now. And what's actually happening with the smoke, because there's so much of it, Nicole, it is actually making a 360 around the globe. Watch this. Incredible.
Wow. So it's like the jet stream. When one area is cold, the other part of the world can be warm. And when we track typhoons, we see sometimes that it affects our weather a few days later. Good news for Australia is that they are seeing some rain in the hardest hit region that's been seeing fires this weekend.
Yeah, that is very good news, and good news for folks that are participating and spectating at the Australian Open as well, of course, because smoke has impacted the players. We're going to continue to follow that story and more on our website, theweathernetwork.com. Now, what's been happening here closer to home? Yeah, and if you're wondering where Chris Murphy is today, we actually decided that it would be best for him to travel to St. John's, Newfoundland. We thought it would be good for him to experience the blizzard firsthand. So that's where he's going to be today. He's going to be providing us with live location updates. So make sure you stay tuned and follow him on Twitter at Murphy.
He thrives on it, though.
He does.
Remember the last time he got back from a trip to the East Coast?
Geared.
He was on fire. He was doing things quicker than I'd seen him do it in years. So if you do see Chris Murphy out there in St. John's, say hi to him or on his travels. He would love to say hello to you.
You're watching the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Thursday, the 16th of January, and we are seeing some snow moving in through parts of Ontario this hour. It began through the overnight. It is going to continue to push its way through the morning hours, and with that, we have a snow squall watch in place. This is primarily for the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. Barrie, you're included in this. It stretches all the way down towards Orangeville, in through Newmarket, as well as through Vaughan. Few additional centimeters of snow because of these squalls. The winds, well, they're certainly not helping us. They're gusting anywhere between 40 to 60 kilometers an hour. Blowing and drifting snow could certainly become a bit of an issue. 2 if you are traveling, say, Highway 21, Highway 11, the 400, only because of that fresh snow falling on the ground. Now, we do have temperatures that are going to be close or relatively close to seasonal throughout the day today. 2 degrees for the city of Toronto, -3 through Orangeville. Additional snowfall, less than 10 centimeters for Kincardine through Listowel. We've got trace amounts potentially through the city of Toronto, areas further north and east, a couple of centimeters, but certainly not enough to really hinder your travel. Now, the Colorado low behind the cold front, we are pulling in a lot of cold air. Look at these daytime highs for tomorrow. -7 is the best we are going to get, but look at all of that sunshine. We haven't seen brilliant sunshine like that for a while throughout southern Ontario. Next system, however, on the way for the weekend, increasing cloud cover, and then we have straight snow areas north of Erie as well as Ontario. We are seeing anywhere between 10 to 15 centimeters, so travel on Saturday will be tricky. All right, water levels, how are they impacted by climate change, and what about the oxygen? It's Thursday, the 16th of January. I'm Emily Vukovic. In just a moment's time, meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum is going to be joining me with the long-range forecast. He'll take us into the weekend and into early next week. And just a little teaser for you, we're going to see some sunshine. I know, it's pretty much been before Christmas since we've had one of those beautiful, bright, sunny days all day. But first, let's talk about what's happening right now. We do have some snow squall watches in place on the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. The system that moved its way through the overnight is bringing with it some fairly strong winds coming in from the northwest, and that is what's going to be firing up these squalls that could be fairly intense throughout the day in some areas, so depending on where you're traveling, drifting and blowing snow could certainly be a concern. What's hot on its heels is this next system, but take a look what comes before that. Huge area of high pressure, that is what's going to be giving us beautiful sunshine throughout the day tomorrow. Today, we may see a glimpse of the sun, but it's not going to be tomorrow, that's for sure. We are seeing anywhere between 5 to 10 centimeters in those typical lake effect band areas down towards the city of Toronto, traced to a few centimeters possible. And then here it is. I almost just want to sit on this mat for the next 5 minutes just to show you how glorious it is going to be. -7. So it's going to be frigid. One of the coldest days we've seen so far this season, but at least it'll be sunny. Meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum joining me now. And Doug, after a beautiful day of sunshine, things start to deteriorate rapidly.
Yeah, and on the weekend, again.
Great.
Now, many of you noting the milder temperatures on Saturday with the snow, saying, well, you know, the snow can't possibly really accumulate with these temperatures. But these temperatures come at the end of the day after the snow. For the first time in a long time, we're going to have a system arrive with cold air in place. So cold Friday night and Saturday morning when the snow begins. So it will accumulate starting early in the morning. It's going to really come down for several hours, mid-morning into early afternoon, 1 to 3 centimeters per hour, having a significant impact on your ability to travel. Widespread 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. Then it diminishes, and that's when the milder air comes in. We'll actually see some light rain showers late in the day. Then the cold front comes through, a burst of snow, and the lake effect snow develops. We're going to have strong winds. Fortunately, the snow with the rain will be wet, so we're not going to have extensive blowing and drifting, but very strong winds.
Okay, temperatures on Sunday, -2, so not incredibly warm, but warmer than Monday.
Yes, several days of January weather, and the lake effect continues, although it'll be winding down to some rather cold air on the way for a few days next week. Look at morning temperatures on Tuesday, lots of -teens, and they don't recover very much despite some sunshine. Tuesday is our coldest day, but then back up to seasonal by Thursday, above seasonal by Friday.
All right, thanks, Doug.